Name the element or entity that burns brightly during a storm of clouds. I got it! It's lightning!
You serious?
Be quiet.
Best of luck.
She did it! Hands high! Freeze!
You alright? I'm out of the sea.
So far, so good. They all want to fight.
Good for them.
Hey guys, it's 101R Smith, and I'm here today to review the Play Arts Kai Lightning from Final Fantasy XIII, which some has said to be the worst thing to ever happen to Final Fantasy. Personally, it's a mixed bag, but I do like Lightning because of her strong character and the character development she goes through all three games. She's not just a cold-hearted bitch from the first game. You gotta play through all three of the games to understand where she comes from and where she becomes as a character. And I have been trying to get a Lightning figure for the longest time. I really wanted a Lightning Returns Lightning, but I'm not paying that price to get a figure that's 3 or 4 years old. I almost picked up the original Play Arts Kai Lightning, but as soon as I picked it up, Square Enix announced this one, and there was just no way in the world I was turning down a new mold, because this was based on the original 13 Lightning, and outside of Lightning Returns, this is my favorite version, because I love that original game. This review has been in the waiting to be made for almost 3 damn months, and here's why. I have had this on pre-order since November. However, I happened to get this through Midtown Comics here in New York City. The thing with Play Arts Kai is that the release date between Japan and America are different. Square Enix obviously releases in Japan first, and then we get our part of it later. This Play Arts Kai figure has been out since January, and I've had this on pre-order for a long time. However, due to the difference in release between North America and Japan, I've been waiting very patiently. Usually when I get a Play Arts Kai figure, I go to Image Anime. However, they seem to not be very interested in selling Play Arts Kai due to the fact that they've gotten so expensive that to them it's not really worth much to sell Play Arts Kai. So they are becoming very picky about which ones they're coming to pick. They didn't have this Lightning on pre-order, so I had to go to Midtown. And then for 6 goddamn weeks, they've been having issues with Diamond because they don't get it until they get the shipment from Diamond, which is their distributor. And to be honest, this might be one of my last Play Arts Kai figures. It's getting harder and harder to justify the cost. And my main part of getting the figures was through Image. And since they're becoming more picky with which ones they're planning to pre-order and sell, I have to go to Midtown Comics, and Midtown is going to follow the Square Enix side of releasing their material. Now, I could go to Ami Ami, but again, it's just, I don't know how much longer I can afford to buy Play Arts Kai when I can't even get it on time where other people are getting it before me and being able to review it. Now, I personally love Play Arts Kai, not only just to review, but as a collector, but again, some of these are starting to rack up to $200, and it's just, if I'm going to spend $200 on a figure, I might as well just go to Hot Toys, which might be becoming my new thing. But anyway, let's open up the box and see what we have here. Opening up the box, and you get a overall presentation of the figure with lightning in a very dynamic pose. On the side of the door, you'll get a blurb of the world and backstory of the Dissidia Final Fantasy, as well as a backstory of Lightning in her game Final Fantasy XIII. You also get a window into what you'll be getting with the figure, and in the back of the box, you'll be getting nice poses to get some inspiration from. Out of the box, and now we have Lightning herself. And I have to say, she looks gorgeous. She looks straight out of Final Fantasy XIII with a more brighter color palette to her design and outfit. My only gripe with the design is unfortunately that the knees look pretty ugly. However, that's due to her character design more than the figure itself. That's just how player Takai knees look. My also favorite touch is that her cape is on a ball joint and she has translucent pink hair that is so bright. I would say that this is probably the best Lightning figure out there. Now, while she looks good, let's see if the moves and articulation match the looks. First off, we're going to start with the head. Due to her costume, she's not really going to get a lot of up and down, and she's going to get a limited side to side as well. You're going to get a ball joint in the chest on the upper and bottom parts, and you're going to get a single jointed elbow. Now, like I said before, the cape is on a ball joint, so you can get it to move up and down and twist it side to side to get more of a dynamic look if she's moving or running. You're going to get a single jointed wrist as well. The legs, unfortunately, they have the ability to do splits, but due to the skirt, you're not getting it. Again, with the legs, when I got this was very tight and it took me a long time, but you are able to get double jointed legs out of this in the legs, as well as you get an ankle pivot in the shoes and ball joints in the legs. I would say that Lightning's articulation, depending on how you get the figure, it's going to be very stiff and very tough to move out of the box. It wasn't as easy as other player Takai, but once you move her around, everything will be working spot on. Just like every player at Sky, you're going to get a set of accessories. And while there's a lack of quantity, there's definitely a value quality here. Her main weapon is her signature gunplay, the Blazefire Saber. And you're going to get them both in the gun form and blade form. And the amount of detail that are on these things is phenomenal. I love the weathered, beaten down look with these weapons. They aren't brand new. They look battle worn and tore like Lightning's been in fights and she's ready to go. And they work differently with each one. With the Saber, you're going to pull the handle. Now, it could get a little tricky and you don't want to break the peg, but once you finagle it out of there, you're going to use the open style hand and place the handle, and then you'll pop the Saber back in for her to be able to hold it. It's a little wonky and it takes a lot of patience, but what you get out of it is very innovative and you're going to be able to get a lot of posing. Next, you're going to get the gun blade in its gun mode, and it works the same way in that you pull out the handle and hold it to the gun holding hand. It also has an extra handle so that you can fold it up into Lightning's backpack and have it hold it onto her. The only compromise is that while you have the gun blade in the back of its holster, it looks kind of stupid if you have the blade holding on her, so you might have to choose which figuration. For a size comparison, we have Lightning next to Squall. We have her next to Noctis. And of course, we get her to her male counterpart, Cloud Strife. Now, what do I think about Player Takai Lightning, the Dissidia version? I personally am very happy to have this in my collection. But there's a few little issues that I have with this thing. This thing has the opportunity to give you a lot of dynamic posing and awesome ways to pose Lightning that will make her a fine addition to her collection. However, due to her character design with the skirt, you're going to be very limited when it comes to leg spread. So you're going to need to be very mindful of how you want to pose her on the ground. I know a lot of people say the Play Arts Kai stands suck, and they can depending on the figure, but I found the figure stand that came with this figure to be very helpful in how I wanted to pose Lightning, and I think it was very necessary to have, especially if you're spending $150 for this thing. I still have issues with the knees. I really think they look really weird looking like knee pads instead of human flesh, but I understand that that's a compromise due to her character design, and that's just how Play Arts Kai figure knees are made to look like. It's just most characters are wearing pants. This thing looks phenomenal, and I'm happy to have it in my collection, but again, I think this might be one of my final Play Arts Kai figures, because as much as I love collecting these guys, they are getting more and more expensive. I mean, the Joker one was over $200, and if I'm gonna spend $200 on a figure, I might as well get the most bang for my buck. Hot Toys is coming out with 1/6 scale, foot-tall figures of God knows what, with fantastic detail and a lot of accessories. I love this Lightning, but I felt her accessories was a little whack. I wish she had come with an Ultima weapon, more hands. I wish she didn't even come with fists, which most Play Arts Kai figures come with at least fists. What if I want to punch somebody or slap someone? I'm happy to have this in the collection, but it's just I felt some of the accessories were very lacking, and I'm really gonna have to really decide on whether or not I want to continue with this line of figures. But again, I'm happy to give you another Play Arts Kai review. I know you guys have been thirsting for Gundam reviews. They're coming. I need to do something a little bit first for something else. They are coming, I promise you. But again, I love Play Arts Kai figures, but this might be one of the last. I'm looking at Zach and Vincent Valentine, and I think that's it for the immediate future. So, I'm 101R Smith, and I will see you later. Peace!